In contrast, Russian elections are rigged. Political opponents are imprisoned or otherwise eliminated from participating in the electoral process. The result is an absence of checks and balances in Russia and the decision of one man to launch a wholly unjustified and brutal invasion of of Ukraine. Iraq, too. Anyway.
Come and say g'day. I'll slip an extra shrimp on the barbie for you.
And I am starting to just become a big, huge Commie Mark fan. So
Огонь на подавление! Огонь!
All right, that brings me to the last segment, Commie Mark. Look at him with his scraggly ass beard and his commie hat. I love this guy. I think he's hilarious. He's big brain. He's thinking outside the box and inside the box and around the box, and he crushes the box. I love this guy. I think he's hilarious, and he's very wise. I think we should be listening to him.
Hello, greetings comrades, it's me, it's your man Commie Mark. Here we are again, another day, another show. I said a few months ago that we're not going to be doing RTF Weekly anymore. We're only going to do shows when there's like a big event, or like I've got some meta stunt thing planned. And today is, I don't know, both of those. Happy Treason Day to any Americans in the chat. But first of all, before we get started on all the dunking on Americans today, let's bring in the Secretary of the Revolution. It's Stencilitis Jan. Greetings, comrades.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you on this fine Treason Day? You been bothered today?
I think it's the American special day. Sometimes wonder if they would have been better off, but that's up to them. That's their choice. For
me, July the 4th is like November the 5th, but where the terrorists won. Of religious fundamentalist terrorists, i.e. Americans. We got Billy Basco's here as well. Billy, 21 Jump Street, Billy Basco, how you doing?
Yo, Joe.
Are you in mourning?
American hero. What?
Are you in mourning?
In mourning?
Because you're in a black hat and black t-shirt?
No, this is I'm in my Adidas ninja gear because it's to match my Snake Eyes hat. Snake Eyes is a G.I. Joe from the G.I. Joe Special Mission Force, and it's like all American. Oh, wow. So even though I'm in black, I'm actually representing
America.
American, and then like specifically American military superiority.
Yeah, the biggest.
I mean, that's why
military
people
in
like
the world.
confused. They're like, "Oh, wait, you have communist flags hanging all over your house, Billy," and I'm like, "Those are the flags of my fallen enemies. Those are not like flags that I like wave in like of solidarity for those nations. Those are like trophies that
It's
like
like
I remind
your
myself of
ears.
like how fucking badass we are."
It's like you've collected ears around your neck.
Right. I mean, because I don't want to keep. That's not really presentable. I keep that in the bedroom hanging on the wall. You don't want to have like when you have company over. This is
Don't
at
you put
least.
them all? Don't you have them all on one necklace? That's
Yeah. No, I'm saying, but the flags are more aesthetically pleasing, and it's like almost like a little fun thing to like talk about when people come over or whatever. Like, oh yeah, let's talk about your flags.
all right.
Fun
So
with flags.
one person who is definitely not being shy about representing their nation. We got Piper's here as well. Hello. Welcome.
Hello, America.
Yeah.
Billy over there pretending like he has friends that come over.
Piper.
Dude, it popped in my head the second you said it. I was sitting back like, hurry up and cook me before I forget. I don't.
You're lighting fireworks by yourself, Billy. Don't lie.
And oh, nice. We reached the end of the music. We got a special guest this week. But before we bring that person on, we'll just check in with the bots in the chat. Like, see if they say anything. Leave as many like 1776s as you want in the chat because it's only going to help with the algorithm. Oh yeah, and so when these first comments are from today, but I actually scheduled this stream on March the 15th, like is when we was meant to do this show, and then I was like, oh, I'll just move it to another date, and randomly picked, well, not randomly, I thought July the 4th, like we'll do that. And the entire time there was a spelling mistake in the title that Optimus pointed out to me yesterday, which is great.
Wait, it took that long to.
Yeah. Dale A's here in the chat says you can still break free of tyranny like we did. It's not too late. Declare independence from the crown. Yeah, like that's a thing. Like, you know, I am anti-colonial, so like it makes America, or like, you know, it's hard, like because you like your own country and it, like, and
I think we need to bring conquest back.
Michael McCartney's here as well. Don't take all year this time. It took so long last time. Wise guys as well. Good to see you around again. Vasson says 4th of July over. Time to make the peasants bow to the Queen, which is about right. There we go.
I do have a question, actually. I don't know if anybody can answer this.
Go on.
Possibly the chat. So this all got to do with the tax that the British wanted. Is that correct? We wanted a tax, you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is the amount of tax we wanted from you more or less than what tax you pay now?
Yeah.
Would you be better off?
I mean, it may be an unpopular opinion, but like my philosophy is like, you know, America's great. We gave it a go. It was a good run.
We had a good run.
I think we need to just we need to just team back up with you guys, call ourselves a new thing, and then just fuck up some shit and like take over some more like territories.
This
Expand
comment
our
from
empire.
That's like a 10 out of 10 comment now. It's like that's even better than 1760.
I mean, I would even be down with calling ourselves like Super Britain. You know, like teaming back up, calling ourselves like rebranding ourselves as Super Britain, and then conquering a couple like weaker countries and expanding our empire and just kind of flexing on the rest of the planet and being like, well, no, we're Super Britain now. We've teamed back up. We're in charge. So I'm just saying, like I said, it's kind of an unpopular opinion, but like I'd be for that.
Yeah, I already have to get a bunch of licenses for stuff that's supposed to be my rights. So I don't know if I want to have to get more.
Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine if people didn't have to pay to have a baby. Like we don't have to pay to have children over here.
Well,
Yeah,
Just
that
saying.
one
Have
that
babies
one's
everywhere.
always like being a sticker for me, and it like oh, what? You want to provide the next generation of workers? Cough up. That
Char-
costs money.
Asha's yelling at you to read a members chat, which we can't even see here in StreamYards.
Yeah, we don't see that.
We don't see those.
No, I can't see that either.
Yeah, we'd have
Unless
to
it's
go.
this, the ones where you're saying it. I can't see that either. All right, so
It says Happy Religious Zealot Refugee Day.
Yeah, that's about right.
Take that.
I'm coming in with the soft power to like influence people. Then we get.
I like to call it. They're
Red
called
coats.
Chips, not Crisps Day. That's when we officially exercised our right to change words to random bullshit.
I got
when
you,
you-
Charlie.
the very beginnings of English Simplified. So for this show, I thought, who would be a good person to get on and put into an awkward position? What about like an American monarchist, like and I only know one of those. So that's Alien Paladin, who's here again. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, I'm the one American who wants to go back. We made a mistake. It's that the evolution meme where it's like, wait, stop, go back. That's my opinion on America. Return to monkey, but instead it's return to monarchy.
Oh, see, I didn't realize he felt like that's what I was just saying. Like, let's team back up. Let's call ourselves Super Britain.
Yeah.
And
What's
like
up in that name? Can't
Okay.
Super Britain's not very cool.
Lesser Britain minus.
Britain plus.
Britain too.
Britain
plus
plus.
maybe.
I looked up real quickly, by the way, like how much tea. So there would have been a tax of they threw 250 tons of tea into the Boston Tea Party. 250 tons of tea. It would have been
Extrapolated
equal
in today's
to
market, yeah.
238,000 pounds today was the tax that would have been placed on that in today's money. So they're a little pissed.
Yeah. That's legit.
A little pissed. And I've seen
Don't
estimates as much
fuck
as a
with
million.
England's fucking beverages, dude. They will fuck you up. Or try to fuck you up. Like, you try to fuck with their beverages in any way, like, you're just like, no, we will go there and send troops to fuck you up since you fucked with our afternoon drinkies.
Mm-hmm. Remember the other day, Billy, when I was telling you about how Pepsi, like, what's the word? Disarmed the Soviet Union, like,
right?
Like that again. Like, what is it with these countries, like, in their weakness?
While China was reverse engineering Pepsi in their labs and shit, like.
All right, so another reason that I brought Aiden on is like we're doing like a show on other channel, and it like on Tuesdays, which is tomorrow's. So people who are watching this should like subscribe to this second channel. It's incredibly likely that you've already subscribed to Aiden's channel, but maybe not this one. Like so, make sure.
Yeah, that's my. That's actually my third channel, but that is the channel I do my podcast on with Spoon, and also the one where we are doing the Pathfinder, which is like Dungeons and Dragons game that Mark is joining us for, which has been really fun so far. At least I hope that you've had fun with it so far.
Yeah, it's ridiculous in a great way, obviously. So this is the part of the show where like I'll plug all the shit up at the top, like so. The first thing.
United English Super Squad. How about that one? That's pretty fresh. I would, yeah. The United English Super Squad, the UESS.
What about
or Super State? Sorry, Super Squad.
What about
getting super in there, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, well, because we got it. Super's. I mean, I'm not budging on Super. Super's got to be somewhere in there.
What about you've like in America? You've got New York, New England, new stuff. What about just New Great Britain? And that's just everybody together.
New Great Britain.
Spelled
No.
in you.
I don't like it. All.
Yes, spelled in you.
Just to bring in that kind of like new metal vibe from like the late 90s.
You're making it even worse. All right, so the Krishna Kid book is launching on August the 18th, on Krishna's birthday, on the big Hindu celebration of Janmashtami. Like, I'm hoping that on the day, like, we can latch into the hashtags on it, like, for a super boost or whatever. We'll see if that works or not. You know, it's only like one of the biggest international religious festivals of the year. It might work. In Comicsgate this week, my pick of the month or whatever, like if you're only gonna back one book, is go and get Tiger Blue 2. Like incredible, like creative team, like working on this. Matthew Fowler and Narwhal and Von Klaus and Sweetcast. Mike Barron as well. Mike Barron was the one that I thought of last. That's how good like this list is, isn't it? Jose Garcia is great. And Billy, I really love this logo. Like, don't you think this is a great piece of logo work on Tiger Blue?
You gotta know what it looks like, but that's a really bunch of big names I'm seeing on there.
I like it. It's very Street Fighter-esque. You can see it better if you scroll down a little bit more.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, right there.
Oh wow, that cover art's great.
Oh yeah, that's a picture by pencil artist by E.J. Morges and then inked by Shelby Robertson, like industry legend Shelby Robertson.
Yeah, like this one's great, and it has Golden Age characters in, and everyone knows I love Golden Age characters. Sweetcaster has a story in here. Did like a Silver Streak story. Narwhal did Narwhal. Von Klaus did. Is currently doing his Black Terror story and everything. Like it's great. I love seeing other people enjoying that stuff. Look at that. I love Jose Garcia stuff so much. Like, which is a good chance to say, look at this Krishna Kid thing that he did like before in it, isn't that?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
So-
That should be. I forgot that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
We'll
Like,
talk about this later.
I coloured this at one point.
You did?
Yeah. For you. You probably don't remember.
I probably threw it in the bin.
You probably did. I coloured this in dark greens and blues.
I don't remember. I believe you, but I don't remember. And as well, big news, like breaking in the last hour, is that like Jawbreakers 4 is out, like on the campaign.
Yeah, Splatter baby.
It's for $1. Like I'm sure it's got more than 2
Oh, wow.
people claimed it right now. Like let's do a refresh on that. Look at that.
Yeah,
like,
a little bit more than 2.
102 sold on the back of my plug in it. Like,
damn,
Richard.
Nice.
And I looked into it.
What's the count up to? The number count, the funding count right now.
£3,204 because that's real money.
Yeah,
$1,500.
Yeah, Havoj in the chat is saying there's $1 for the first 24 hours.
How does he do it?
33 hours left in that 24 hours.
Oh yeah, it's only so international shipping to the UK, if anyone in the chat is interested, is only $15, so £12. So you'll get like the whole, you can get the book for like $16 on it, like which isn't too bad.
And he has shipped here for me before, and it arrives in perfect condition. So yeah.
I would like to point out something about this particular campaign too. There's also 2 additional books that are being featured on the front of this campaign page, which is the Cuffs side story, which is a separate book that's done by Kenneth Lowe, the same artist that did Knife Hand Blind Spot. Really great artist. And then there's also another Narzac joint that's also part of this campaign called Runner. And also, as always with any splatter release, in the add-on section when you go to checkout for this book, every book that is put out by Splato Comics, whether it's fulfilled yet or it's already it's from a past campaign, are usually still available. And if you'd like to get a copy of Rock and Roll Ninja, which is a book that I'm currently working on, that is available in the add-on section by Chuck Dixon, Matt Barr, with me assisting Matt on art.
Yeah, I was just about to say that last part myself. Like, Billy and Matt Barr, great guys. Like, if you want to go and pick up a book for $1 and then pay the regular price for a book as well that you've already paid postage for anyway, like, then if you're gonna pick one, pick Rock and Roll Ninja. What's guys? What on earth is your boy Zach doing? Like, there is so many like add-ons. Like, it could work. I hope he's done the maths. I mean, only time will tell. Jawbreakers forever. Yeah, that's it. All right. So, the main plan for the show or whatever is I dug out this book, This Godless Communism from 1961, like a nice piece of anti-communist American propaganda, and it tells like an interesting story. I probably shouldn't preface it too much. This is a really yeah, that's what I mean. This is a really cool picture. I love this. Like, they should add a big hammer and sickle to the Statue of Liberty. Like,
Yeah, that go down well, Mark.
The people would love it.
But what? For you, the people, like Bane, the people would love it.
All right. So let's get on. All right. So starting in November 7th, 1917, communists seize Petrograd. Yeah. Communism. What is it? How did it get started? Where is it going? This school year, we're going to see what makes communism tick by taking a look at the main parts of its history with particular emphasis on its history in Russia. That's a nice synopsis of what the book is. Here's a cool picture of them seizing.
I like that it's immediately like there you can see the exact place that this particular thing was going to be published and was shooting for. That it, in the synopsis, yeah, it says this school year. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I took apart one of these before, like on a video on my channel that was put together by like the Christian Institute or some like dodgy name like that.
I mean, have you read this, Mark? This comic?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've read this first story at least.
How close to Chick Tracks is it? Are you familiar with Chick Tracks?
No.
Why? You should look that up. They were, like a 4-panel or 3-panel comics for like newspaper strips, and that's very much Satan is corrupting the youth and through Dungeons and Dragons and other things. Check out Chick Tracks. There's some very, very amusing things that Chick Tracks put out over the many years of its publication.
Nice. Chick Tracks.
Right.
Yeah, check it out. It's interesting, if nothing else.
I really like going back through all this propaganda in it and picking it apart. It's one of my favorite things. So, Billy, sadly, bro, I'm going to come to you because you got the best range of voices. Piper, oh, hang on. Let me just double check this a second. All right. So there's a dad and a son. So Billy and Jan, I'd like you to play the dad and the son.
Okay.
Billy, I think the dad gets more action, so it's probably better if you play the dad.
Okay.
Piper, there's a daughter, a sister, and a mother that I'd like you to be. But Aiden, I want you to be like the wicked evil, cold-hearted communist school teacher.
You want me to be the wicked communist teacher? Okay. All right. All right. I will do my best.
All right, and I guess then that means I have to read the narrations. Let me move that bottle of wine out the way of the screen. Modern communism got its first toehold in Russia through violence and bloodshed. A revolution was directed by a small group of men who urged the people to attack their representative government. The people did so because they thought that the communists would help lead them to a more comfortable life. The people did not realize that for this promise of an easier life, they were going to have to give up their freedoms.
Yes, they're very representative government. Okay.
Since that fateful day in 1917, communism has grown by leaps and bounds. Today, almost 1/3 of the world is communist territory. Communist leaders have their eyes on the United States too. The following story tells you what a family's life would be like in a communist United States.
This is the voice of your communist government speaking. Today, communist forces have completed occupation of your country. The United States no longer exists. It is now the Union of Soviet States of America. Long live the USSA.
When you started reading that then, I was going to say, how ridiculous is it that the TV would say, this is the voice of your communist government? But then I remembered, like, doesn't the, like, presidential address always start with, like, my fellow Americans, it's me, the president? Like, nobody
I thought about doing a Russian voice too. I'm like, no, they would want it localized. They would get a radio guy to do it.
Yeah, for sure.
See you again.
What are we gonna do now, Dad?
Oh, bravo.
Thank you.
It was good, yeah.
I don't even know where to go with this character right now. We should have done our thinking and praying before this happened, Bill. But it's never too late. Let's go to church and ask for God's help.
But a surprise awaits them at the church door.
It says the church property's been taken over by the government. They're going to make a communist museum out of it.
But what about Father Ryan?
You're the narrator, Mark.
Oh, yeah, I am, yeah. Well, I heard myself say it in my head.
You haven't even found your proper role yet. It's been assigned to you, and you can't even get it.
The next day, many questions are answered.
And it says all the Catholic priests and sisters are going to be sent to a labor camp. Those who resist will be killed.
They're doing the same thing with most of the Jewish and Protestant ministers.
They can't do this. Let's write our representative. They can't do this. Let's write our representative in Washington.
But Bill, we don't have a representative government anymore. We have to do what the communists tell us to do.
Those communist motherfuckers.
I think that's actually you, Billy, and it like carrying on.
In fact, the government isn't even in Washington anymore. It's being moved to Chicago.
Okay, now I'm out for sure.
Isn't that the one with the mayor with the funny eyes?
Yes, you mean Beetlejuice? And I do not mean Beetlejuice as in the character. I mean, as in from the Howard Stern show.
They've taken over
Looks
Chicago's
like
biggest building for temporary government headquarters.
Who's this person?
I don't know. It's a random gruffy sounding guy that's wearing a hat and is partially a shadow.
Yeah, played by Deep Throat.
Yeah.
They took it away from the owner without even asking.
Take that, phallic symbol of patriarchy.
The communists are destroying most of Washington.
And Mr. Gerard told me that most of the government offices have disappeared.
All except those who have accepted communism. I love that they're just scaring the crap out of this kid.
What I'm going to show him, I'm going to go down to the newspaper. We'll see about this.
But at the newspaper where Bill was a copy boy.
This newspaper is no longer in business. Only official government paper will be published from now on. And only government TV and radio station will be heard.
And on his way home, Bill learns more.
Bill, newspaper workers aren't the only ones. They're all business concerns have been taken over. And then the officers of the labor unions have been replaced by communists.
Well, to be fair, they weren't replaced.
I am quite sure that the officers of the labor unions have always been communists.
That's what I mean. They didn't have to be replaced. That's nothing changed there.
That's why Dad couldn't reach his lawyer.
Of course! They say lawyers aren't needed in a communist state. The government decides who's innocent and guilty without a lawyer's help.
Well,
Just like living in a prison.
Quiet! They organize a secret police force. If they hear you talking like that, they'll arrest you.
At home, more news about communist ways.
The man came to the door and told me I must start working at the factory tomorrow. If I don't, they'll take away our home.
But I own this home! I've worked hard for it!
That man told us that no one owns a house anymore. The government is taking over all the land and the buildings on it.
Oh, what will become of our family? Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I remember learning in school that communists don't believe in the family. They say they're going to free the women from the home and put her to work.
You're adopted anyway, Bill.
Well, you hear what they told us at school today? Today, we had all new teachers at school. They call it Soviet School 32 now instead of St. Joseph's. Teacher said there is no God and that communism is all good and all powerful.
Teacher said there's no God. That's my favorite part. What the fuck?
That is actually what the communists believe, that that's because they're filthy communists.
That's because it's correct. That first yellow box is you again, Piper. Still the child, I believe.
Oh, we took down all the crucifixes and put a USSA flag in their place.
communism is the answer to all the world's problems. It will bring you a heaven on earth in which everyone will be happy. As for the soul, God, immortality, they do not exist. Man has no soul. There is no life hereafter. Those who believe in communism are good. The rest will be done away with. It may be difficult for your old-fashioned parents to believe these things. It is your duty to tell us if they do not. Those students who do not will be great, or those students who do this will be great communist heroes, and we will straighten out their parents in a hurry.
They've taken away all our rights! Yet they say they're working to make us happy. This is nonsense. They own everything. Even us.
But this seems to be only the beginning.
The next day,
Mr. Jones, the government has decided that you will work in northern Wisconsin at lumber mill there. You will leave tomorrow by train. If you resist, you will be arrested. Your wife will be moved to an single apartment here in Chicago near her factory where we allow you to visit her sometime. But my wife working will be there for the children.
The government will take care of children in specialty school and nurseries. They will see your mother on the weekends. Now, get going.
If I and my fellow Americans only realized how horrible communism really is.
And so ends the story of the American family under communism. It is a story that will never happen if we stay alert and guard our freedoms.
Our prayers and the spreading of the truth throughout the world will eventually destroy all the artful error unknown today known as communism. Amen.
Read the letter from the read the letter from the director of the FBI at the beginning of this story.
The most effective way to fight communism is to learn all you can about it.
And be sure to follow this series through the next month, chapter 2 of this godless communism.
Oh God! So we get another one of these great comics in school next year. Like, oh man, later on.
Oh yeah, bro! It seems
Dude,
like
comics in school, dude. Who would have thought this shit?
I mean,
rocks.
you still get it now, to be fair. And like, you know, propaganda, you are not immune to propaganda. Propaganda always exists from every side. This is
can I-
just
They get it the other side now.
Can we scroll up? I want to
Oh, yeah.
see that panel where she's like
Well,
working
all
on
sides
machinery and
produce
there's the kid in the pram. No, a little bit down. Down. Right there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Nursery state number 50.
They have put the child in the gulag.
And you will cut lumber at gunpoint.
Ceausescu's effectively what Ceausescu did, wasn't it? He took all the children, put them in orphanages. Was that?
Yep.
Yugoslavia?
yeah. No, Romania.
Romania, yeah.
Aesthetically, that's not a too bad looking flag. Like I give him
Oh,
that, like for the
it's-
flag design. It's
Yeah.
I mean, it looks fully sinister. Like I mean,
It looks fully sinister for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. What did they use a different flag in Man in the High Tower for the Nazi version of this story? I don't recall if they did a flag for that. I haven't watched that show in a while.
I think
I didn't read that.
I think it might have 50 swastikas, like in
50 tiny swastikas.
No, because it's isn't it shared between Japan and Germany, America then?
Yeah. The West Coast is Japan and pretty much the rest of the country is Germany. It's interesting though. It's the same kind of stuff. I mean, that was my dad had to read Man in the High Tower in school.
Well, this wasn't. This is like straight up propaganda. I mean, I guess the other one was propaganda too. This wasn't nearly as bad as the what was it? The Communist Manifesto manga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That one was just crazy balls, dude. I mean, it was like on like JoJo levels, like crazy balls. Like what was going on in that?
Well, that sounds cool.
Yeah, so there's a manga version of the Communist Manifesto, and there's a great part in it where like the guy's boss, like the bourgeois business owner or whatever, like explains how to extract surplus value, like but he does it like with sugar packets or something, can it? Like it was great. It was great. Haverja is saying post a link to the comic in the chat. I guess I can do that. No, I can't do that because I don't have the show up on. Oh, I can because I can post here because I'm actually the host.
So is this actually on a Russian comic book like pirate site?
Probably, most likely.
No, this is.
I mean, non-ironically, because I mean, the Russian comic book pirate sites actually are the best ones that are actually out there that gets this shit like updated the most regularly.
It's Christmas Island. It's in the Australian territory of Christmas Island is where that's being hosted at.
I would never have guessed that. From
I just noticed it was
it
that
KS?
CX. So
CX.
I was telling my son about Christmas Island the other day because he's at that age where he wants to know everything but he doesn't know it yet. Like, so the idea that there's an island called Christmas Island, he's imagining that it's got snow and reindeers and stuff.
Oh,
and then
wait, it doesn't?
Damn it!
Australia.
You guys have the Isle of Man, and I just figured that there was
the
just
reindeer,
like
but they want
wild men running through the forest. Like
no, I have a somewhat infamous conversation I had with Mauler where I literally almost died from laughing. Have you ever seen the flag of the Isle of Man, Billy?
Possibly, but I can't recall what it
I
actually
feel like you
looks
should
right
look
now.
up the. I feel like everyone, if you don't mind for a moment, Mark, pulling up the flag of the Isle of Man.
Yeah, I got it here.
Oh yes, absolutely.
It's
Yeah,
just legs. So
it's
the
like
question,
that meme horse, like they. It's like
the
what
question.
The heck is...
It's a Triskelion is this kind of design, but the question that was asked is, a lot of flags or things, in mythology are based on something that people maybe thought they saw or imagined. Could you imagine this coming at you?
I could see some old
A
British
giant-
dude from like a couple hundred years ago. It's like, hey, you can't reinvent the wheel, bruv. He's like, oh, hold my beer. Watch me.
Stick three legs together.
I am imagining what it would look like for this creature to run at you, like.
That's what I mean. That's the question.
That's quite
horrifying.
I think we're all missing out on something. You're seeing a 2D representation here. What you're seeing here is you're laying down on the ground and this creature is falling down on top of you.
Oh, interesting.
It's like a starfish.
Yeah, so you're seeing the bottom of him falling down. You have no idea.
Do you like his bikini, by the way?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed it.
Yeah.
His or thong kind of going on there, right in the center.
How scary it would be, considering it doesn't have eyes.
Well, what if it was 400 feet tall?
Oh, I didn't even realize it had. I never realized it had like boot spurs on it.
I like that,
It's
for when
extra fun.
when it's on a horse.
Yeah. Yeah. Because couldn't you see that thing riding a horse? I mean, if you, I guess you could if it was like how Yan's describing it. Like we're seeing it from like it falling down on us. Yeah, and that's its crotch with panties right there. We're not seeing like the top of the body.
I mean, that's somebody's fetish for sure.
It's got 3 butt cheeks and no junk.
It's somebody on the internet.
A triangular anus.
Triangular butthole, for sure. Like it's Rule 64 for sure. Somebody's into it and has porn of the Isle of Man flag. It must exist. And if it doesn't yet, it will after I said that probably.
I just wanted to say thank you, Mark, for actually casting me as the dad, because like I did not know what kind of voice I wanted to do going into it, and but as we went on, like I really got
it was really good.
I was like, ooh, I know the cadence to like read this out now that I have like this weird fucking.
I feel Billy, you really captured the soul of Middle America with that character.
I would have expected, or like, well, son, it's not okay for you to accept the communist doctrine into your heart and soul.
That's what I was expecting. Stereotypical 50s dad kind of.
Right.
Yeah, I went with immediately crackpot. Like the defeated crackpot man, like man, man on the fringe that's been defeated, Middle America.
Yeah, from the basket of deplorables or whatever. All right, so there is more issues of that, and we can come back to it like in the future, like another week or whatever.
Yeah.
But
next year on the 4th of July.
maybe, who knows? Yeah, and remember when we did that whole Thanksgiving show and we didn't prepare at all and we just made up stuff about Thanksgiving for like 40 minutes?
Yes.
That was pretty funny. So I just want to look at some 4th of July memes and it. Billy, bro, I'm coming to you again. I'm so sorry. You're just too good at it.
Do you want to read it? I'll do Patrick.
All right. This is our debt from the 7-Year War.
Uh-huh.
Which we fought to protect you from the French.
Yep.
Now we need to pay back our debt.
That makes sense to me.
So we have to raise your taxes.
Revolution!
Yeah. That's what it is.
To be fair, taxation is though.
Is mayonnaise, is mayonnaise a tax?
Mayonnaise is a tax. It's a tax on your thighs.
Yeah. So the colonists were like, could you stop taxing us? And the British were like, how about you suck our imperial nuts?
Imperial nuts.
I assume that's an American brand. Like,
yeah.
It looks like it, yeah.
Imperial nuts. That's fine.
The beginning of the American Revolution colorized. You
owe me like $1.
You'll have to kill me for it. I mean, pretty much.
Show you. Bostonians, what are you gonna do? Shoot us? The British shoot them.
Surprise Pikachu face.
That was a pretty good one.
When you're in the middle of the American Revolution, but your dick bulges on point.
Oh wow!
Actually,
I mean that puts Mike McKay to shame.
He's got a man camel toe going. He's like got the nut bunch going.
You got to put it on one side, obviously. If it's that much of a giant hanger, you got to put it on one side of the pant leg.
Yeah, well, I mean, across the Potomac.
So he had wooden teeth. Did he have a wooden dick?
No.
It looks like he's packing some kind of wood.
He's packing some kind of wood.
I could look at all these like historical paintings and stuff and not think anything of it. But now when I see them, I'm gonna be looking for dicks. God damn it.
Those people loved dicks just as much.
In the poem.
It's the nature of the human condition. Everybody likes dicks.
I'm a huge fan of like this fashion style in it. Like if I had a time machine.
I really expected you to say I'm a huge fan of dicks, but
yeah. Little known fact, his nickname was Cherry Tree, and it wasn't because of the one that he chopped down like when he was a kid.
Damn, I mean, have you seen that old video where it's like he's coming about Washington, 6'7", weight a fucking ton. Like you've never seen that?
No.
Oh, fucking killing for fun. You've never. Oh, hang on. I'll send it's fine. You shouldn't get any copyright for this. I'll send it to you.
Find it and we'll end the show out with it. So this is like the American Revolution and the Americans are loving it, and then the French people are like, "Oh, isn't that so sweet?" Like the French monarchy, obviously, stressed by that as a concept. All right, this is a big one, a leftist meme, if you will.
Oh, no.
So during the American Revolution, you want to be the king or the pleb, Billy?
I would like to be the king, as the resident monarchist.
All right, Billy, you can be the pleb then.
It appears we may lose entirely, my king.
Well, what about our spy? Has he advanced in rank among the leaders?
Unfortunately, he has not. He's been appointed to an insignificant position.
What is he in charge of?
He was put in charge of deciding the systems of measurements, and there's nothing he can do to help us now.
Don't be so sure about that. We may not be able to stop the colonies from gaining independence, but I have an idea for our spy to do some damage.
Gentlemen, I present to you the way of the future. Inches, feet, miles, pounds, and Fahrenheit.
I have lived in the UK for 3 years, and I cannot. I mean, I just can't. I'll never be able to break myself out of it. I could live here probably for 50 years until I die, and I'll never be able to break myself out of. I mean, that's the way I grew up. So I still to this day, I'm like, I kind of know what Celsius means, but I need to go to Google and be like, what is that in Fahrenheit in real numbers?
Now, see, I do have to do the conversions, but I know in school, and they were like, all right, now we're going to teach you the metric system. I say this like every year on the 4th of July. I was so pissed because it made so much sense. Like, I hate math.
didn't like
and I
it.
was like, are you shitting
Yeah.
me? Why are we not doing it this way?
This is like a whole thing, big trigger point on this channel. Metric's the best. Imperial's all right if we had like a base 12 numerical system, but we don't.
Didn't you give us Imperial though?
Yeah.
that's where
Imperial is a nonsensical
Empire part of
system.
it
Yeah.
comes
Oh,
from.
oh,
To be
that's the
fair.
whole point of the meme. That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It is nonsensical. Yeah, the metric makes the most sense. Obviously, it's just once you get used to something. And by the way, I will never be able to understand stone. That one makes no sense to me in
True.
terms of weight. I
Yeah,
do not
yeah,
get that one at all.
Imperial is based on dividing by 4, and also it's designed so if you don't know what something is, you will roughly know. So an inch is roughly the top, that part of your thumb.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that's how everything in Imperial is a thing. So a foot
Like,
is roughly the length of your foot.
I was reading a thing before about like the original, like in ancient Egypt, you know, they would have like their cubit or whatever, and all of the measurements would be in relation to like the king. So it would be the equivalent of what you
Right.
just said, but it's the king, the pharaoh's thumb, the pharaoh's like arm or whatever. But then every time that a pharaoh dies, like it's like throw all the rulers in the bin, like like print off new rulers on it, like
Wasn't your guys' money fucked up for a while? Like with like shillings, farthings, pence, and fucking sovereigns and whatever? Like
yeah, we did have the imperial system, but like we saw how much better metric is. And you know that metric is the best and the most important because even Americans still use metric to measure their drugs and their guns. Like
that is, you know what? Okay, to be fair, I hate the metric system, just because I don't know it and it confuses me. Only because I never learned it because I ignored that shit in school. That's the best argument anyone's ever made. There you go.
drugs and guns, yeah. We use metric for that because it's more accurate. It's more accurate.
Hey, you peasants better have the king's permission to be outside. Just like that. Go on, Billy. I bet you can do a Samuel L. Jackson.
No taxation without representation. What about representation without taxation? You can't vote if you don't pay taxes.
Based taxation is theft.
Mm-hmm. Like there's something there in it. Like it's the equal and opposite point against like it's such a complicated thing that I'm trying to dumb down into one sentence. You know when people are like, oh, why should I do work for the benefit of others? Like when these people are sitting at home not doing anything to vote, like that should be the answer.
I go for the Starship Troopers method. I think if you want to be able to vote, you have to have served in the military.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what? Yeah, but if you use that, you're naturally selecting the brainiacs out of society, isn't it? Like,
because you still have to. You still have to have national service. Israel has national service for every single person, regardless.
Fine. Yeah, I'm realizing we're not in the middle of a war. Like,
Yeah.
and it's not like they're sending every specky four-eyed twat like to the front line to be killed. On
I want
day
I think we should just take the best parts of everybody else's government and then make a government out of that. How about that?
Fuck that.
Make
Everybody
rules out of
else's
that.
government sucks.
Like,
Only the good parts. You just take the good parts.
I mean, except for the UK. I mean, yeah,
what you are talking
UK.
about there, Piper, is the exact opposite of what China did. You know, like they took all the worst parts of totalitarian communism and all the worst parts of capitalism and smushed them together.
Yep.
They can create this never-ending beast.
That's how they were able to reverse engineer fucking Pepsi and like fucking and leave Russia in the fucking the Soviets in the dust. They're like, yeah, eat that, fucking Yeltsin. You want your fucking Pepsi, bitch?
I really like this one because this is a thing that I think about all the time. Like when I see people arguing over identity politics on Twitter, and it's like we're all on the Twitter machine arguing with each other when we're supposed to be arguing with the Twitter machine, and like we're supposed to be burning that down, like not each
Oh yeah,
other.
this is that's a really good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, dude.
Oh, a nice
The American left when we had Occupy Wall Street, that was like almost like I'm like, oh, okay, see, it's classism. That's the thing. And then somebody like pulled a bait and switch. It was just like, oh no, but we're doing this now. And,
Well, it was when you pulled me in because I was on board with that.
Yeah,
and,
totally.
Yeah,
and then it changed to this like identity thing, and it was just like, no. It was supposed to be about classism because like they're fucking doing the slave owner fucking laugh at us like because they're like watching us box each other.
What happened was we understood that there was the 1% in it, but then everyone else wanted to be their own percents as well. Like I'm part of the 17% in it, like and started breaking the united power of the 99%.
Well, it's kind of the nature of people, and it's the nature of social identity is that people always will break themselves into their social identity groups of what they most identify with. So that is an inherent problem or not problem. That's just whatever. That's the inherent nature of humanity that we all need to accept, that people will splinter themselves into, yeah, but I more identify with this and I more identify with that. And social identity is as much a part of our personal identity as it is a separate part from it. So that's the issue.
True. Am I right, gamers? Woo!
Exactly. Proc that social identity.
All right, so a political compass take on the American Revolution in it. So obviously here's me in the top left, like I'm like, yeah, but it was a revolution. Like so I almost to support that in it, like out of default or whatever. And I do like this more libertarian left of it for the monarchy or whatever, but then
nah.
It birthed America. That's a weird one. So that one's the what, right?
It's kind of terrible. I have to be critical of this meme. Like upper right quadrant, I think there's probably something else people in that quadrant would say about why it was good, or what they thought about it.
What is that quadrant called? It's the what, right?
That's like
authoritarian. Authoritarian right, yeah.
Authoritarian right. Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm usually down in that purple segment. It was a struggle against taxes. That is true, but yeah, I feel like that it's a little bit weak for auth right. I think that they would have a better critique.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm not auth right though, so I don't know what their critique would have been.
Yeah. And that green box was like totally like, but we want to keep slavery. That's what that one was right there.
It's not about slavery, it's about states' rights, Billy.
Oh, don't get me started. I'm from West Virginia, the state that got so fucked by that entire mess. I mean, like, of the states' rights stuff, there's a whole bunch of crap in there. So,
oh, you know,
it's about slavery. Or excuse me, it was what states' rights, not slavery.
Igor Bondar in the chat says Israel exempts the members' uber religious sects of Judaism from military service and taxes.
Yes,
Wow.
there's something called their communities called kibbutz. You're probably aware of them. Many of you
Yeah.
are. I would assume that there are communities called kibbutz in Israel that are essentially, I don't know if they're more ANCAP or ANCOM. I think it depends on your definition, where they exist under the protection of the Israeli state, and they are pretty much internally organized. That they produce their own goods, they trade externally.
So they're
and
like
all
the
the and
Hebrew
goods within
Avengers for them, and they're like exempt of they're put at a higher tier than everybody else.
But goods within goods and wealth within the community are shared to some degree. So
it's like the Amish is probably the best comparison.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, but
roughly.
The reason I very briefly looked into both anarcho-communism and anarcho-capitalism was looking at kibbutz as a a model for that, because they do tend to share some of the wealth in the community to make sure that community can survive within Israel, right? As its kind of microcosm state. But yeah, they are more like the Amish in terms of they live under a very strict religious system of values and norms. So
I've actually been to an Amish town in America, and the
in
thing
Pennsylvania,
in Ohio, it was. I think.
Yeah.
And the thing that struck me the most is
Wi-Fi.
the Wi-Fi didn't even exist then. The Amish, they're just like Muslims, like my city where I live is very like Islamic or whatever, and they
both into the beard action.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Also with no mustache,
right?
Like,
yeah.
That's a thing. All of the Amish women cover their heads, like when they're going to church to pray, like all Christians are supposed to. But I know it's one of those rules that we'll just ignore that.
Oh, come on.
There's a nice quote here provided by Mr. Dunks. It says, "The society that separates its scholars from its warriors will have its thinking done by cowards and its fighting by fools."
Interesting quote.
Nice.
Interesting quote.
Thank you for that contribution.
I have heard that one before. I mean,
when the Americans attack you on Christmas, that's illegal. Like, it's almost like a trope here that like we don't fight on Christmas. Like, that's a thing. Like, even the Nazis didn't attack on Christmas Day. Like,
they were in the both in World War I and in World War II.
You don't want to offend baby Jesus. Jeez. I mean, wage war and genocide and complete takeover of like a continent, but like within reason.
I believe there's lots of stories of in both wars of the sides even like coming together for a short sort of peace and maybe even exchanging necessary goods or stuff, trading, doing some trade at that point in time.
What sucked was that fucked up a lot of people psychologically the next day.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna get you tomorrow.
I'm gonna kill you tomorrow, but right now let's share beer. Like they really did have.
Yeah, I'm gonna mustard gas the shit out of all you guys.
With the group that did that, they had problems with morale and getting them to fight basically the next day. So most of the time they were banning people from doing that, but a few groups did it anyway.
I'm not shocked by that they would have. I think it happened first in World War One. That there was some element of that.
I think they tried to put their foot down against it.
It might have been more in World War II that they put their foot down against that. Although I'm no historian, so I do know that happened in the trenches in World War One, though, for sure.
Yeah.
Finn Frog Free in the chat says America is a communist country right now.
Nah.
Come on, man.
Yeah. Come on, man. No,
There's a lot of people who wish it was.
Working on it, yeah.
Even if they succeed, even that won't be real communism.
Well, no, look, here's the thing. I know that's a meme, but you know for a fact that if America became a communist country under the auspices of someone like Joe Biden, that would not be real communism. That would be some nightmare shit.
Yeah, I wouldn't even trust
Oh,
Joe
so
Biden to like make me a cup of coffee or something. Like,
He just
definitely not.
shit.
Oh,
he
he
just
should.
shit
Yeah,
in the
well, yeah.
cup.
Well, no, he shouldn't be allowed to use things that use electricity. Like, it's dangerous.
He is a
He is
danger
from
to
he is from
himself.
an era before it was invented. To be fair.
All right. The most powerful military in the world
Yeah.
versus some farmers with outdated hunting equipment.
That's right.
I just took this one out of my American military defeats folder. Like, you know, this is North Korea, Vietnam, Cuba, like all those countries that have beat you since. Recently,
Bro,
so that's
come on. It's our day. Be polite. That we just didn't win against. Right?
Imagine if the British won the Revolutionary War and we had to sit around smoking crack looking like this. That's my dream, that is. Like, I would love to wear like a fucking ruff and knee-high boots and shit every day.
What's stopping you?
Right?
Just, where do you buy that shit from?
I have many
It'd
websites.
be murdered in about 5 minutes. He will walk down the street like that.
I think at this point in time, people would think it was fucking cool. If you just walk down, if you go to some like reenactment website, buy yourself a full getup, wig, powdered face, and walk down the street. I think you'll get a lot of compliments.
You
No,
get a
he
lot of
wouldn't.
photos taken, that's for sure.
He'd be
Like,
stabbed to death in literally 5 minutes, wouldn't he?
Well, no, that depends on where.
Yeah, it depends on where. That's the operative issue, right?
Just do it down south.
Yeah.
Some people were saying the other day, like, that if Krishna Kid makes like 6 figures, will I change my name to Capitalist Mark or whatever? But which the answer is no. Like, I won't do that. But there could be something here. Like,
there you go.
I just need to think of a fun. Like, and we're good to go. No, you can't defeat me. I know, but he can. That's the French for Americans who don't know olden day flags. When Chuck Norris allows you to win the American Revolution.
He's got the Pepsi
Oh, wow,
as well.
a Chuck Norris meme. And it has memegenerator.com in the bottom right. That's,
So, you know it's a classic.
it's a certified hood classic.
Pepsi.
America after the revolution, I won. Britain after the revolution, I lost. Native Americans, all right, we'll call it a draw.
Oh.
Savage. And that's the last one. Like a perfect place to end that segment. So
wow.
That's it. Happy Traitors Day, everyone. Like all right, so before Jan takes us out with the poem, does anyone have anything that they want to add? Hi, Dan Plague, going back his book. At 10K Comic Mark should socialize his comics like your boy Zach. You know, every book that I have made so far comes with, I do like a wealth redistribution thing. So people who backed Best Career received 200 North Korean won from actual North Korea in it. Like people who backed,
really?
yeah, because
that's awesome.
Right? And I signed it as well, so it's worth even less. And the last batch of books, I was sending out Soviet coins and it, like as a thing with them. There's not really a good communist pun like for this book. I might do it with some rupees, like, because, you know, who knows? I'll work something out. Still got 48 days till it launches or something like that. Yeah, so go and sign up. There is a oh, I'm not even sharing the screen. That's good, there is like a mailing list on Indiegogo now. I already have 358 people on the mailing list, but there's only 28 people on this mailing list. So I know there's people who've already signed up, but if you go and sign up again, like, it's going to help with the trending thing and the algorithm. Like, one thing I have been thinking about is put a load of fake email addresses in. Like, if everyone goes and puts like 5 fake email addresses.
No, I don't think you should admit to that on stream, Mark. I'm just saying you probably should not admit to that. It's a joke. He is just joking.
Yeah, yeah. Like, put your Minecraft email addresses.
I was about to say in Minecraft. Do it in Minecraft.
And do it in Minecraft, not in reality.
Yeah. All right. So does anyone else have anything that they wanna like plug before Jan does his pub? Oh, we've got your video thing, and we the
If you've never seen it, it's apparently none of you have seen it. It is worth a watch.
All right, it's the end of the show now anyway, so it doesn't matter if it gets claimed. Anyone who's
It won't.
seen an advert will have seen it.
Washington, 6'8", weighs a fucking ton. Opponents beware, he's coming. Let me lay it on the line, he had 2 on the vine. I mean 2 sets of testicles, so divine. On a horse made of crystal, he patrolled the land with the mason and trouser in his perfect hands. Here comes George, in control. Women dug his snuff and his gallant stroll. Opponent's brains and invented cocaine. He's coming. Washington, 6'20", fucking killing for fun. Spread, Delaware. He's coming. To me, if I go too fast, but the sons of his opponents wish that he was their dad. Got a wig for his head, got a brain for his heart. He'll kick you apart. Ooh. He'll say children, but not the British children. He'll say children, but not the British children. Children, but not the British children. Children, but not the British children. Stuck the shit out of bears, threw a knife into heaven and could kill with a stare. He made love like an eagle falling out of the sky. Killed his sensei in a duel and he never said why. Washington, 12 stories high, made of radiation. The present beware, the future beware. He's coming. Did I mention his 4 nuts? Well, he also had 4 dicks. If you took off his boot, you'd see the dicks growing off his feet. I heard that motherfucker had like 30 goddamn dicks. In a jar of acid. At a party.
You're welcome. I can't believe you guys have never seen that video.
That was pretty amazing.
Well, now I have.
That was great. Thank you. That was
Happy America Day.
Happy America Day.
There. I got something too.
Go on. Tell us about this. What is Rift Riders issue 1?
I thought you said why.
Why is it?
Why?
Because I had some sci-fi ideas, and Luke Stone had some sci-fi ideas, and then our sci-fi ideas, we smashed them together, and I made a script out of it, and that is Rift Riders issue number 1.
So, what's the time frame on this? How long are we talking? Do you know, like, what you got?
We're working on the campaign page right now. We're timing it with so Dillard. like Dillard draws.
Mm-hmm.
Buckler. He's the artist.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes, very good.
Yeah, that's what I
Is there
think is
anything?
cool.
Is there any artwork? Can you scroll down at all? Is there anything to see? Like,
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, I thought we had more pictures.
No, I mean,
Because
there's
some
not.
in
You
the
can't really
background.
fit much on a sign-up page. I
That's
didn't
true.
expect much more than that. No, but please keep. I didn't mean
It
to interrupt
looks
you, Pepper. I'm
nice,
sorry.
though.
Keep going. Yeah, no.
The cover.
I interrupted you because I'm interested, but please continue what you're saying. So it's
Yeah, and
you,
this is Dillard's cover. We're thinking about having maybe one alt cover.
Can you give us a? Like, do we want to read the page, or do you want to give us a pitch, like on what the story is, like?
Yeah, the elevator pitch.
Yeah, the DVD box.
Let's see. I had a good one.
Had
Somewhere.
pastels.
Yeah.
All right. So it is an all ages. That means like a big emphasis on it doesn't treat younger readers like idiots, which is why it appeals to older readers too. It has I haven't practiced an elevator pitch because I'm like, that's a mailing list.
From the minds of
Don't
Luke
worry about
Stone
it.
and Piper Steed.
Here we go. Okay. Where is that? I wrote this. Okay.
Comes a unique sci-fi series illustrated by John Dillard from The Buckler. Our team is experienced in both comic creation and crowdfunding. Arrow Comics has a flawless fulfillment record. Fun for the whole family, with the curiosity and wit of Doctor Who, the mystery and youth of the Lost Boys, mixed with the science and adventure of Star Trek. Rift Riders promises something for everyone to enjoy.
Hey, Billy.
Nice.
Bam, there
Thanks,
you go.
man.
Any good? That's why I
pretty good.
snapped him up before he was famous.
Oh no, that was good. Hell yeah. Oh, that's where I put it. Okay. First in the series. Oh, I have to hover
hang on.
over it.
Great question from Chris Ari in the chat here. He says, "What is it about?" Like I hear people pitch their books all the time, and no one ever like really says what it's about. They just say why it's so great. Like,
Yeah, that's what I want to tell you, but I'm just so excited that I found the captions that I put. It is the first in a series of 30-page stories. It's a 30-page the story. These 30 pages. The main character is Israel Hogwood. Vivia, that I don't know if I'm pronouncing right, and Lunos, and learn about their circumstances as you travel with them. So what you're going to get is a kind of a interdimensional road trip with 3 people, fairly close in age, displaced in time, technically from their worlds for different reasons, and up to the point that the book starts, they've been, just kind of having fun, going from timeline to timeline, kind of like TARDIS stuff, and just experiencing this and that. The book picks up where that fun comes to a screeching halt, and I don't want to go any further than that, but they might actually have something they need to do. Israel is the ship is his mother's, and he took it when he was 13, and his body has been 13 years old ever since, but he is actually pushing 40.
Sounds like Billy Basco.
Yeah.
Billy
So
Basco
like
wishes
Billy
he was
Basco,
pushing 40.
right? It's a little bit of a complex for him.
The boy stuck in time, traveling the cosmos.
I actually did a painting for this. I don't know if it's ever going to be put on this. It was I did a massively long, like, landscape painting for it. It's huge. It was like 3 feet by like 1 feet wide.
What?
Oh wow.
2 years ago.
What?
This idea first came out, maybe 18 months ago.
Damn. I didn't even know that. What the?
Yeah.
I'm sitting on a Krishna Kidyan painting as well.
Yeah, you've got one of mine.
What the hell?
I still haven't even opened it because of how long it's taken me to get this book made. Jan also made my see that Kim Il Sung painting thing in the background. That's
Nice.
one of Jan's as well.
Mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta practice my elevator pitch. Definitely. We are working on the campaign right now. We do have 6 a.m. Stickers, so we are legit.
Yeah. I always say, like, if you haven't got a 6 a.m. sticker, like, are you even on Comicscape, bro?
Before we go, Mark, I found something on Twitter.
Go on.
Like never a good way to start a sentence, to be fair.
I know, I'm scared already.
It's actually from our beloved country.
Okay.
Find it. So this is I'm sharing it now.
All right, I got it now.
So this is from the official British Embassy.
Oh my goodness.
Damn.
Hang on, I have something to do on Twitter right now. Is to like that tweet.
That's quite salty, but this is my favourite one. The one before that is British Embassy advised the Brits in America on the 4th of July. Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Love it.
Smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave.
Yeah, so make sure you go and sign up for Rift Riders #1. Like, help Piper out, help Luke Stone out as well. What a cool dude
looks awesome.
Like,
It sounds really fun. Despite the lack of elevator pitch, it looks really fun.
It was really fun to write. I need to organize my thoughts, so I'm like, okay, well, how should I summarize this without giving away,
Don't worry
That's
about
always
it.
the problem, right? Is how do you sell it without giving it away?
Yeah.
Wait, like, it doesn't matter, like, that you did a bad job today. Remember that failure is success training. Like,
This is true. This is true.
All
Billy
right.
was a huge help, and I just want to say, like, I'm super excited about this book because, like, in writing sci-fi, I did lots of research, like science research, to make sure that what I was writing was legit.
Oh, you don't even have to do that in sci-fi. You can just be like, oh, just put my brain in a big aquarium full of gel. Like,
I mean, it's in the
That
name.
totally works.
Yeah, I know. But I love it when it sounds plausible, because eventually at some point it becomes more than plausible.
It sure does. As something of a scientist myself, albeit the dumbest form of science, which is social science, I appreciate that.
That's right below pet science. Right.
Pretty much.
I can see that Jan's getting frustrated because it's his part of the show. It's his time to
Really
shine. It's
excited
Jan's
for this
turn.
poem.
Take
I
us
want to
out.
go for a pee. So
Sure.
I've been having an hour in whether or not to start. If you want to carry on talking, I can come back.
No, it's fine.
Let's do this.
We don't have to subject the sadists in the chat to any more of this. Yeah, we've punished them enough for their treason.
1776. Happy Crisp to Chips Day. It's been really fun so far. It's Street Fighter-esque. I hope he's done the maths. I want you to be the communist teacher. The mayor has funny eyes. Have you ever seen the flag of the Isle of Man? A triangular anus. You captured the soul of America. Surprise Pikachu face. Now I'm going to be looking for dicks. Print up new rulers and throw away the old ones in the bin. Good night.